Welcome to my review of the V200DQ01 by Walkera. I think the first question anyone's going to ask about this helicopter is it easy to fly? And the honest answer, this is an intermediate helicopter. It is definitely not for beginners. I would recommend that you try something like a Blade MSR if you're stepping up from coaxials. That's a much easier helicopter to fly, and it's much more forgiving in a crash. Parts are cheap, they're available locally. This is actually my friend Wes's helicopter. He flew it for about 45 seconds and wrecked it. And I had to replace a bunch of parts on the helicopter, so he let me borrow it for a couple days, fix it up. Here you see it next to my Blade MCX2, which I've modded to be an S300, but this is to give you a size comparison. This is just a huge helicopter, and of course the MSR is about the same size as that MCX2 there on the right. You can just see how big this helicopter is. Here's my 5-year-old son holding the helicopter to give you an even bigger perspective, or better perspective of the size. So anyway, back to the review. It flies well. It's a really cool helicopter, but it is definitely a challenge. I've been flying the Blade MSR for over a year. I've got 1,700 flights on my MSR, and I thought this helicopter would be a breeze to fly, and it is not the truth. This is a very difficult helicopter to fly. And I've got a big living room here. Our living room is about 16 feet by 24 feet, and it was just not enough room for this helicopter. I did get to take it outside after I had it repaired, and had about 20 minutes of flight outside, and it was great. It was a very fun experience, but this helicopter has a tendency to dive in forward flight, so you got to watch that. It also has a tendency, if you do a rudder left or rudder right, it will want to move forward immediately after you do the turn, so be very careful if you're in an enclosed space, and be ready that the helicopter is going to move out as soon as you make a rudder turn. If you look here, just behind the windshield where the green lights are flashing, there's a long, kind of oblong oval hole. Inside that hole are a couple adjustments, and if you look down below here in the comments section, I've listed what I feel are the best settings for the 4 screws that are in there. That'll help you balance the helicopter out, fly it when it's outside. Another comment about this helicopter, on the remote control there are 2 switches. One's on the right, that's dual rates. When you're inside, I would keep the dual rates on. When you're outside, I would keep the dual rates off. If you're outside, you're going to want the helicopter to be more responsive. So if you have those dual rates on and you get caught in a gust of wind, you're going to go down. Now, on the left side of the controller, there is another switch. That's a throttle limiter. I would not use this switch. In fact, I would turn the knob that's right next to it up all the way and keep that throttle limiter set off, which is up. If you click it on and you have it turned all the way to the right, it won't make any difference. But if you have that thing turned down and you by mistake hit that switch, the helicopter is going to drop like a rock. I don't know why they put that on there. If you're enough of a beginner that you need a throttle limiter, you definitely should not be flying this helicopter. You should have throttle control all taken care of before you get this kind of helicopter. Despite the difficulty level of this helicopter, I really did have a good time flying it. I can't wait till I can afford my own. I'm looking forward to it. I would recommend getting a couple extra batteries. Each battery takes about an hour and a half to charge, and they last about 5 to 7 minutes. The motors do get hot, so be aware you probably are going to have to replace the motors at some time. I would also recommend the Airy Harden tail rotor. They seem to be a lot more resistant to damage than the one that comes with the helicopter. This is a replacement that you're seeing on there right now. But all in all, this is a really cool helicopter. It seems like it's made well. You know, obviously some of the metals are soft, so be careful when removing screws. Don't over tighten or they'll strip. You know, it's for 140 bucks, you know, 150 bucks. This is a great helicopter, and it's really cool.